Jim Rogers, author of Street Smarts, Adventures on the Roads and in the Markets, and chairman of the Rogers Holdings as well. Jim, thanks very much indeed for joining us. Well, big fallback, still not a buying opportunity. When does it become one?
Well, that's a good question. You should watch Bloomberg and find out. I don't know. I'm not very good at market timing. If it goes down to, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a number. I'm really more depending on the mood of the market. It looked like, sort of like a selling climax earlier in the last few days. But if and when we have a real selling climax or maybe test the bottom, then I will start buying again.
Yeah, Jim, I mean, what's behind what you've been seeing on the gold market right now? You know, you're talking about the mood of the market. You know, why did we get this sudden turnaround in it?
Well, it's not so sudden, Rish. You know, the gold made its peak nearly 18 months ago in 2011. Gold is very strange. It's gone up 12 years in a row without a down year, which is extremely unusual. Then, of course, gold has only had 130% correction in 12 years. That's unbelievable. Most things correct 30 or 40% every year or two. So gold was set up for having a proper correction. This may be the proper correction, and if so, then it'll make a bottom, and then we can all buy gold again, because gold is going much higher over the decade.
Yeah, I mean, Jim, we talked before about this, and it's, you know, you think that people should become farmers if they're going to become rich in the future. Do you still hold that view?
Well, absolutely. I'm much more bullish on agriculture than I am on nearly everything else in the economic world. Yes, farming is going to, it just gets worse for farming. You know, the number of farmers is decreasing every year, and no money's going into little money's going into farming. Very few people are going into farming. There's a great gap developing.
So how do you actually, well, play it, for want of a better word here? I mean, do you buy the commodities, or do you actually physically go and buy some of these farmers themselves?
Well, the best way is to become a farmer, buy farmland, then you get a double or triple whammy. Your income goes up every year, the value of your products goes up every year, your land goes up every year. No, that's the best way. Not many people are going to become farmers, obviously, but you can buy companies that sell to farmers. You can buy restaurants in the farm areas. You can get the Lamborghini dealership in the agricultural areas. There are many ways. You can buy the seed companies or tractor companies, fertilizer companies. You can buy countries that are agricultural countries. You know, Australia is much more agricultural than Luxembourg, for instance.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very true. Now, I've just been reading some of your recent comments as well, and you're finding water more and more attractive. Of course, people have often said that the next wars may well be over water. And, you know, the thing is, how do you find ways to invest in it?
Well, again, Rish, you got to watch Bloomberg or go on your Bloomberg machine. There are not many ways that I know of. I own a couple of water stocks, but there are not many ways that I know. You need to find somebody who purifies it or transports it, something to do with supplying water to people. We're going to have we have serious water problems in northern China. Northern India is even worse. We have in the southwestern part of the U.S., we have serious water problems developing. You know, there are going to be wars west of the Red Sea over water. East of the Red Sea, the wars will be over oil. West of the Red Sea, they'll be over water.
Yeah, let's get to what's going on at the moment in the markets. Of course, we've got this finance ministers meeting taking place, G20 convening here as well, and one of the big themes is going to be currency devaluations, currency wars. Where do you stand on all this right now? I mean, we've often talked about the dollar with you, and many people have turned very positive on it. Well, how are you?
Well, Rish, you should ignore these. I mean, I know you have to look at these meetings, these G20 meetings, G7, G whatever comes up, but I mean, it's really a waste of time. Nothing ever comes out of them. They all get together, they have a nice meal at our expense, then they put out meaningless statements, and nothing ever happens. I would ignore them. If I ignore them, you have to report on them. Nothing is going to come out of it. The countries are going to do what they want. Japan's going to print money. America's going to print money. Britain's going to print money. Whatever they say, they're still going to print money.
So where does, you know, I remember talking to you a couple of years ago, and you were saying that you were such a dollar bear that you were liquidating your dollar assets at that point. I know you went back in and bought dollar assets. Now, what is your view on the dollar itself? Is it, as some people are suggesting now, time for it to have a bull run?
Well, I own dollars, Rich, although I'm very worried about it because there's so many bulls now on the U.S. dollar that it worries me. I don't like when everybody's on the same boat that I'm on. So I own the dollar partly because I expect more turmoil and people go to the dollar when there's turmoil. The dollar is a terribly flawed currency. It's not a good situation, but I own it because many people will flee to the perceived safety of the U.S. dollar. But I don't know how long I'll own it, Rich, because there are lots of bulls now. Lots of bulls.
Okay, where are you looking next then to make money, Jim? You know, are you looking, I mean, I know you've already looked at Japan and you've added there. Where else?
Well, I'm looking at Russia. I'm trying to find ways to invest in Russia. I've invested a little bit in Russia. I'm trying to find, you know, there are a lot of energy companies in Russia, but I'm trying to find things that are not, I've got plenty of energy, so I'm trying to find other ways to invest in Russia. The currency, the bonds, the stocks. If you have any suggestions, let me know.
Jim, I'm going to leave things there, but thank you so much for joining us. Jim Rogers there, author of Street Smarts and indeed from Rogers Holdings as well. So there we go.